Think about how crappy you have to be. It's one thing when your parents don't like you because you suck, but when your grandparents don't like you, you gotta be terrible. He was terrible, all right? He was a barber's apprentice to try to help out, but he didn't really make any money. And so he joined a gang in England. And history books say that what this gang was known for was mocking religion, carousing, and causing trouble. So at age 17, this guy named George Whitefield, who would have been like the modern day Billy Graham back then, he was a traveling evangelist. He was super famous. He would go into cities, preach the gospel. Bunches of people would get saved. George Whitefield. He was going to London. And so Robert's little gang decided that they were going to go there just to disrupt the meetings. And so they filled their pockets with rocks, and their idea was when George Whitefield got on stage, they were gonna pull out the rocks and throw them at the dude and throw them at the people, and they were gonna disrupt everything and just make a mess. Well, when they showed up on the scene and Robert begins to reach his hand into his pocket to grab the rocks, George Whitefield sees him and quotes Matthew 3:7, looks right at him and says, "O generation of vipers, who hath warned you to flee from the wrath to come?" And he was frozen. Robert was frozen. He ended up just listening to the entire message. Shortly after this, our guy, Robert Robinson, surrenders his life to the Lordship of Jesus Christ, decides to go into the ministry. Works at Baptist churches and Methodist churches for a little while. And then 2 years after his salvation, he writes the hymn that we know as "Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing." And what he had intended for evil, God intended for good. He wrote that hymn for his local church for a Pentecost Sunday. It was about both prayer and confession. And Robert, his entire life, struggled with his feelings being all over the place, even though he knew that Christ had saved him.